"Stop the car," I said. "What? Stop the car," I repeated. "Put it in park." He did. The other cars stopped as well. I'd immediately recognized the vehicle's style. All were sleek, brightly colored, armor-plated, and engineered to go much faster than the models available on the public market. I had a sudden and brief regret for the loss of my Corvette Stingray, but even that wouldn't have gotten me out of this. I opened my door. "Stay in the car." "Are you crazy?" Bruce interrupted. "What do you—" "Stay in the car," I repeated. "There are 5 of them, 1 in each vehicle. They're too narrow to bother with passengers, and they'll leave you alone if you don't try to antagonize them. So just stay in. I'll draw them away. When I've got them occupied, you get out and run." Don't question it. Not now." I got out of the car. "Make your way back home, smartly. I'll explain everything then, if you want to hear it, and if I make it back." "What? I slammed the door, ignoring whatever Bruce was yelling about. I walked toward the rear of the town car and kept on going, casual but careful about my surroundings, ready to defend myself. Trying to break for it would have been stupid. The ladies could run as fast as tigers if need be. The driver's side doors of the luxury cars all opened at once. The ladies stepped out and moved forward like fashion models on a video shoot. Their appearance matched their movements. All were well over 6 feet tall. I was so focused on their slinking bodies, I didn't notice whether they'd even closed the car doors behind them. As they approached, I turned in a circle, watching them, sizing them up, until they stopped, placing me at the center of their circle. The 5 of them stood equidistant from each other and from me, like 5 points in a pentagram. Shit. I didn't recognize them, but it was clear the witch had trained these sprites well. "Barbara," the bob-cut brunette said, "I believe this is she. Confirm?" "I confirm," replied the one with the wavy red hair. "What are your eyes telling you, Brittany?" "My nose is telling me more," said the one with the Heim cut. "What do you think, Beverly?" "No question the skunk is intimate with this one," the pixie-cut blonde answered. "I believe we found our woman, Belissa." "A happy reunion," said the dark chick with the finger wave. "And yet she looks so sad. You'd think she'd be relieved for the opportunity to get clean again, right, Bethany?" "Some of the dirty don't know they're dirty," the brunette said, "until they're clean enough to smell the flowers." I chuckled away my nervousness as I looked at each of them in turn. "What, no Brunhilde among you? Carmilla must be losing her sense of twisted humor." "You're the one who's lost, Beatrice," Beverly said. "The mistress sent us to retrieve you," Bethany said. "I figured," I said. "I also figured Carmilla knew I wanted nothing more to do with her. Thought I'd made that clear when I stuck my stingray into that hideous statue of her." I turned as I spoke, trying to keep my eyes on each of them. "The moniker's Betty now, by the way. I really have declared my independence." "And yet," Brittany said, "you're using magic that doesn't belong to you." "I'm using what I learned while she used me," I said, "while she used all of us as bait." I shook my head. "You dumb, beautiful zombies. The witch tied us up in strings of lies and dipped our souls into another dimension, not giving a damn about us. I got out in time, but your bodies ended up distorted, stretched. You can't think a thought without her approving it first. And all for what? What do you get out of it?" Their answers ran counterclockwise. "We were all born again, attaining wisdom, understanding, power, and the promise of eternal life." "Bullshit," I said. "Carmilla destroys pieces of your soul every time she uses you. You're all too far gone to understand anything. She keeps the real power for herself. If her prophecy is even partially true, if there is a life waiting for us, for you, after all this, it will only be as her eternal slaves. I'd rather devote myself to this world, freeing slaves. I don't belong to her, and if you weren't under her noxious..."